You're 15. I'm thinking about opening a clothing store across the street. And I was like, my eyes just got really big. And I was like, what's it called? And she said, a clothes encounter. And I was like, oh my God, I love that name. And I just looked at her and I was like, I'm in. And she called me her assistant manager. I think I worked for her for about a year because of course I was very green. And she taught me a ton of stuff. She was from New York City and she called me assistant manager. And then I found DECA in high school about the same time. And so with that, I really developed a lot of professional skill development in that course, but I also realized I could compete in apparel and accessories. And I ended up placing in a couple events in that in high school. So that kind of promoted the whole thing of trying to find a 4-year program. And that's how I found CSU and then found you.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that background part and that you really started working in retail at
Yeah.
age 15, 16. Wow, wow, wow. And how did all of this really spark entrepreneurship for you?
I think once I got out of school and I did the retail side of things, I realized that it was not what I thought I was going to be made to do. I learned a lot, but I realized at some point that there was more to the story. And I felt like I was an innovative person. So I wanted to try something different. So it naturally crossed over to home fashion for me. And then just going out and finding all the ways to learn about that field because I didn't really know anything about it. When I found it, I was in the jewelry industry and somebody told me like there's this place hiring. It was up in Glenwood Springs and it was a furniture store and I was a little nervous cuz I didn't know really anything about it, but that person really pushed me and said, "I think you'd be great at it. You're good at what you do at the jewelry store." So in the first year, I think I became almost the top salesperson the first year I was in it. And so I knew I had a knack for it, but part of that was because of my background in textiles, the fabrics, just knowing about fabrics was like a lot of it. And that
Mm.
crossed over from home fashion or personal fashion to home fashion really easily. So the entrepreneurial part of that was knowing that, hey, I have a strength. I need to capitalize on this. And how do I do that? So eventually we can talk more about that, what happened during COVID and what I found then too.